Hello, happy Sunday, happy almost full moon, happy Mother's Day. I just spent a week with my mom in the desert of Arizona, a very transformative week. If you want to transform, definitely go spend some time in Phoenix. I was laughing at myself. I was like, it's literally in the name of the city. It's Phoenix, which is the archetype of Scorpio. It is about rising from the ashes and transcending the 3D to be a powerful co-creator. And I don't know about y'all, but I feel like I'm transforming by the minute, by the day, by the hour, by the week, by the month this year. It's just been a non-stop transformation and metamorphosis process. And so I wanted to talk about kind of what it takes to transform, about this full moon, and really kind of share a little bit about my transformation journey, because I've shifted and changed so much over the last 7 years, over the last year, over the last 6 months, over the last month. And it's very paramount in my internal world, internally with myself. But I think that's one of the most interesting things about transformation is so often it's on such an emotional and energetic perspective that you sometimes don't always recognize until you can look back and be like, whoa, that's what I used to be in alignment with. And it's so funny because one of my girlfriends sent me a photo of myself when the last time we were in Arizona together, 4.5 years ago. We were in Sedona, and I was like, who is that? Who is that chick? Who is that girl? And it really just showed me how I have completely shape shifted. One, my body, one, my appearance, one, my emotional world, one, my internal world. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, my physical world, my material world, my energetic world, my physical body, my appearance, literally all of the boxes I have completely transformed. And you can literally tell in the way that I look. There was no one and it's funny because when that picture was taken, I was awake. I was fully awake when that picture was taken, and I was like, what? It's so crazy. But people don't necessarily I feel like no one talks about how much your physical appearance and your physical body shift when you do the transformation work. You can literally, I've transformed myself into the best version of myself. And it's really just the version of myself that I always knew deep down existed, but it's totally different when you can see it from a physical perspective. I look so much better. I literally have aged in reverse. Head to toe glow up from the ground up, which is really profound because I'm like, damn girl, I did that. I did. I literally took myself through a transformation process to really just become the own love of my life, the angel of my life, my dream woman. And that's why I'm so confident leading women to and through a transformation process, because I have done it myself. The proof is in the pudding, bitch. I have completely, I used to be riddled with anxiety. I used to be depressed. I used to be dissociative. I used to have insomnia. I used to be riddled with fear, with lack, with scarcity, and just be 30 pounds heavier than I am now. Just look different. There was no one home behind the lens. I was not safe in my body. I was not confident. I was not secure in myself. I had just crazy whack, energetic foundations. And it's funny too, because I had all of the external things, right? Which goes to show, I had a bustling career. I was traveling the world 6 months of the year. I had my dream job. I lived in New York by myself, in a 1-bedroom apartment on the park. I was killing it externally, but internally I was a goddamn mess. And that is like the whole point, is like you get everything that you think that you want, and then you're like internally empty, and so it's never actually going to be fulfilling or rewarding. And so doing the internal work is actually what brings you the rewards. And I feel like we try and we go and we do all these things to like fill the hole within ourselves, when it's like actually coming from a place of wholeness and love, and just like self-acceptance and self-trust and confidence within yourself, that really transforms everything in your life. And like, I mean, I've had a whole fucking makeover. Like, you know, I just watched Wicked on the airplane, when she like gives, I forget what the Wicked Witch's name is, but she like gives her a whole makeover. I was like, I like literally like, my inner Glenda like gave my Wicked Witch a makeover. Like that's literally like what happened. And then we like transfigured ourselves. And you know, you just like feel everything on the outside like looks and feels better when you feel better internally. And so, you know, like your branches, like I had a friend reflect this to me. She's like, yeah, the branches mirror the roots, right? And so it's like whatever you're energetically growing from, and that is your emotional roots, your physical roots, your energetic roots, is what your branches are going to look like. So if you want to have an extraordinary, beautiful life, you got to get the foundations first, which is your physical health, your emotional health, and your energetic health, right? And so inside the feminine frequency, I'm taking you through this entire metamorphosis process of completely shifting your emotional, mental, spiritual existence through the physical body. And we're going to go through all 7 chakras and clear out each one, because basically what happens is stored emotions and density and energies gets trapped in your lower chakras. And so when you can clear those out, then you can actually just naturally become this divine feminine woman, because you don't got to do work on her. She's already there. She already exists within you. But you know, stuck energy, trapped emotions, all of this energetic sludge clogs your physical body, clogs your emotional body, clogs your energetic body, and keeps you from like having this, being this like glowy, magnetic, vibrant, light, fully turned on human. And so if you want to go through the transformation process, you have to go through these emotions, you have to go through the physical pain, you have to cleanse your negativity, you have to cleanse your fear, cleanse your shadows, and really reclaim back like those authentic parts of you, because wherever you're holding like dark, dense, deeper emotions is where you're not being fully authentic, because those are not the authentic, true parts of yourself. Who you are is naturally bright and shiny and powerful and magnetic. And so you actually just have to do the physical, emotional, energetic work that to clear everything that prevents you from being just this like naturally, you know, powerful, deeply in tune, intuitive being. And so the more that I like do this work and I reclaim the parts of myself, the more intuitive I just become. And it just gets to be a really fun game with spirit, because it's like your channel is so freaking clear that you're just getting all of the directions, all of the shortcuts. Like, I mean, I'm claircognizant, so I like, or clairaudient. So it's just like in my ear all day long. And I'm like, oh, right, like this just gets to be a fun little video game that we play, because I've done the work to clear my body, to clear my channel, to clear the emotions, and really master my body. Like this is like what all of my astrology pointed me to, was healing my body and really healing my emotions and developing strong internal roots. And really, I mean, you name it, I have experience with it, right? I've dealt with all of the things, and I've transcended and cleared all of them to be a completely like different human on the other side. And we're basically whatever it is that you want to focus on, whether it's just becoming the best woman that you possibly can be, and really being that like self-motivated, happiest, fullest, joyous version of yourself, whether that be in your life, whether that be in business, whether that be with money, whether that be in love, whether that be in relationships. It's like when you are the foundation, when you're happy in who you are, and you come in to all of those different areas, like every area of your life will transform because you transformed yourself. And so like all of the patterns of your past dissolve, all of the pain of your past dissolves, all of the stuck energy of your past dissolves, and you just literally become a different human and have a new identity of someone who has an extraordinary life. And so then it filters into everything that you touch. And life also just becomes a lot more easier because you're vibrating at this electromagnetic frequency that naturally attracts in what you want. And so people don't get what they want because their emotional bodies are stuck, is congested. It has sludge. It has like these deeper emotions. Their bodies are riddled with fear, with anxiety, with anxiousness because they don't feel safe in their bodies. And so we have to actually address that at the root and clear out your body, clear out the emotional sludge, clear out the energetic body so that you can actually just be safe and grounded and secure and supported and confident within yourself, because all of these sort of mental things are actually a body dysfunction. You have to look and heal at the root. So we're getting to the root of things and we're clearing out all of this stuck energy so that your natural inner light can turn on. And then as a result, your appearance will shift. Literally your physical reality will shift. Your environment will shift. The things that you attract in will shift. Like you are the placebo, you know what I mean? My dad reminded me that I sent him that book from Joe Dispenza like 5 years ago. And I was like, it's true. It's like, you're literally the placebo. So if you're not happy with one area of your life, you have to shift something within yourself and come from a more empowered place. And sometimes it's just like you need to clear the energetic root, you know? And that's why energy healing is going to make this process a lot faster. And you know, full moon in Scorpio. Scorpio is about transformation. It is about rising above the emotional reactivity where you're attracted to a crisis, where you get lost in your emotions. Because when you don't feel safe in your body, you really operate from these like wounded patterns. And so when you can actually just like fix the energetic root and be secure, which is the Taurus side, the opposite side of Scorpio, you can just be grounded, safe, secure, supported within yourself. You don't have to like do all of these like backflips and all of these like kind of chess moves that Scorpio, the shadow side of Scorpio does to kind of get its needs met. But from a higher perspective, Scorpio is about power. And so it's about having power to co-create, right? Scorpio is the sacrum. It is your sacral, right? Your womb is your creative center. It is literally how you make the metaphysical physical, and you do that through your physical body. And so it's really about marrying these higher states of consciousness and bringing them through your body to really make manifest and to create them on this 3D plane of existence. And that is Scorpio's power, right? But in order to be fully powerful, it has to rise above and transcend the 3D physical plane. And so you have to grow beyond the emotional reactivity. You have to grow beyond your present circumstances. You have to grow beyond your trust issues. You have to grow beyond your self-sabotaging tendencies. And you have to not be afraid to go through the freaking birth portal, because that's really, think about your womb. That's what you do. You literally transform from the maiden into the mother. And birth is messy. It can be wild. It can be painful. It can be emotional. But on the other side, when you're grounded in the beauty of it, which is what Taurus is, you can literally bring things in to fruition, because Taurus really is about 3D manifestation. And so when we can understand the dichotomy of Taurus and Scorpio, we really can become master creators and really bring in things through our clear channel to birth into this reality. And this axis really teaches us the transformation that can happen in the safety, in the container of an intimate relationship. So relationships really are a big thing right now. Obviously Venus rules Taurus, which Venus is the sign, or the planet of relationships, but it really is about the relationship that you have with yourself that sets the tone, the foundation, the frequency for what you attract in, right? I always say you can tell how someone thinks about themselves based on their romantic partner, right? And And how did the people in your life treat you, right? Like that will show you where your Taurus is at. That will show you where your self-worth is at. That will show you where your self-value is at. And so, and then on the flip side of that, Scorpio is where two sovereign, powerful individual people come into relationships to be powerful co-creators. Because what is we fornicate, we have intimacy, and we create, right? Like that's why Scorpio rules the sacral, because it's like that's the creative center, when it like two people come together to create something to bring into physical form. And so Scorpio really teaches us how to co-create. But in order to do that, you need two sovereign, powerful individuals who value themselves, who respect themselves, who have high self-worth, to create something very bigger than life itself, right? And so in order to really do that, though, you have to be really strong in your own foundations, and you have to be strong within your power. And so this Scorpio has the emotional depths, right? It has the ability to transform itself. It has the gift of power, right? It has so much intimacy and trust, like the depth that Scorpio has, like really knows no limits. They're very, very strong. They're very survivalistic. Like get me a Scorpio to, last through the zombie apocalypse with, right? And so it's really about owning this like larger than life, like metaphysical, like witchy power, right? The Scorpio, that's why Scorpios are the witches, because it's like Halloween time, right? It represents that time and that feminine kind of power where you're not afraid to go to the deep, dark places within yourself, within your psyche, within your emotions, within just life itself, and really transmute the shadows to turn them into light. And so, hello. And so really like connect to that sacred, powerful part of you that is just naturally powerful within your body, because that is really what Scorpio is about, right? Like there's nothing more powerful than a woman. Women can be on their backs and be powerful, right? Because that is what the sacral does. Like we can literally end the population of Earth if we just all collectively decided that we're not gonna bear children, right? Like that is the power of the woman. That is the power of the womb. And so, but the sacral is also your creative center. It is how you're connected to flow. And so if your energy is stuck or stagnant, then there's actually a sacral imbalance. And so we need to get that flowing again by removing these kind of emotional and energetic charges, right? And any like unhealthy power dynamics. And you really have to metaphorically die to be reborn. Scorpio represents the rebirth, right? Going through the dark and coming out into the light. That's literally what the birth portal is, right? It's uprooting these subconscious patterns from your psyche to transform them into the light. And so, man, this is what I've had to do. And this process can be intense and it can be painful. And you have to like be able to hold yourself through the mess. But on the other side is a complete transfiguration of yourself, right? This is the process that I've had to do to have like a full internal to external, head to toe glow up, right? It's like you have to be able to meet yourself in the depths of your emotions, in the depths of your shadows. Of course, the shadows is whatever you don't own owns you, right? It's like the subconscious patterns that have control over your life, and Sigmund Freud's classic example of like whatever, you don't own owns you, essentially. And until you make the subconscious conscious, it'll rule your life, and you'll call it fate, right? Like Scorpio is like, well, no, this pattern is in our way from birthing this creation, so we have to transform it, right? We have to transcend this limitation here. And so it's really being welcoming in the process of change, welcoming in the process of letting things go, letting go who you used to be, and really not being afraid to rise from the frickin' ashes and like burn it all down to like rise up again. And so that's really what this full moon is. It's a metaphorical death to be reborn. And really we've been in this like 2-week portal since the new moon in Taurus to really be reborn into this new abundant high self-worth, high value, just like grounded, divine, feminine woman. And so this is your time to rise and really become the person of your dreams, the person that you dream about being, right? And in order to do that, you have to zoom out and you have to see the higher perspective, and you have to zoom out from your emotions and the raw animalistic nature, which Scorpio can get stuck in, and really transcend your current experience and your current reality. And you have to meet your fear. No one who's had an extraordinary life has not overcome insane amounts of fear. You have to move through fear. I was at the pool the other day, and this is what Spirit showed me about fear. They're like, picture everything that you want in a pool of fear, and you just have to actually just jump in the pool and get it, right? But like people will like wade around the pool, they'll like dip a toe in, or they'll like get scared of the pool, or be like, I can't swim, or like they're scared of what's in the pool because you can't see what's in the pool. But it's like, no, everything that you want is in the pool. You just have to go jump into the fear, right? And that's what they say about fear. It's a mile wide and an inch deep. It's like you actually just have to move through a fear. Fear is just a feeling, and you just have to transcend it, because where you hold fear is where you're not authentic. And this is also where you're holding deeper, denser emotions that are holding you back from becoming the person that you desire to be. And so there's such powerful energy to really be transformed right now. And we're in like the chrysalis. We're about to be rebirthed. We're about to be born again with this full moon. And so you get to decide like who you're going to be on the other side. And trust me when I say the universe is giving you every opportunity to rise. Yes, great visual example. Yes. And it's like the universe is literally like, everything you want is right here. So imagine it like, okay, right? Like it's like everything you want is right here. So you just have to release the lower density emotions that are keeping your vibration down here. Because that's really what fear is. Fear, shame, guilt, scarcity, lack, they keep your energetic vibration low. So that's why you don't want to hold fear in your body, because it literally will just then create all these like mind, it'll create anxiousness, it'll create anxiety, it'll create overthought, it'll create overwhelm, because you're being moved by fear, right? When you're being controlled by fear, you're operating from a low vibration. When you're making fear your bitch, you're operating from the high vibration, right? And then you just literally like, oh, it's like, oh, it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, how many times have you worked something up so big in your head, and then you just do it and you're like, oh, that wasn't that bad, right? Because your ego is a son of a bitch, right? Your ego will literally self-sabotage the fuck out of you. That's why Scorpios can be the most powerful, but they're the ones who self-sabotage the most, because they let their fear and their emotions dictate their actions. And so when you can actually just be like, I'm not afraid of you, you little fucking fear, and you just always know that when you're expanding your edges and when you're growing, that you're going to have to move through fear. Like, I just know it's automatic. It's just like how our bodies and how this like divine design is programmed. Like, you are just going to have to move through fear to get what you want. Like, it's just that simple. And so I just always expect it. I'm like, okay, fear, I see. We're growing. We're expanding. Welcome, fear. Come on in. I'm not scared of you. I'm just going to take action and hold the fear in your body, because that's the other thing, right? You just have to be able to hold the sensation in your body. Don't be afraid to hold the sensation in the body, because if you can hold it in your body, you can receive more, right? The more you can actually energetically hold, the more that you can receive. And so the fear is actually helping you expand your root so that you can hold more. So it's actually a really powerful thing to be able to just like hold and meet and move through the fear, because you're like, okay, well, I'm welcoming it more. This is a good sign. And so that's why like the tests come back up, or tests come in, when it's like, it's not really actually like the universe testing you. It's like it's expanding you. It's like you got to be able to hold the contrast of the fear and the expansion at the same time. And, you know, everything exists in a totality of a spectrum, right? So that's why, like, the opposite of lack is abundance. So it's like, can you hold lack and abundance at the same time? You have to be responsible for the totality of the experience. That's just the world that we live in, right? Like, you have to be able to hold, like, opposite sides of, like, the same string, even though it's not really like a linear string, it's a circular string. But it's like, you have to be able to expand your capacity while being able to hold the growth and the expansion at the same time. Imagine, like, this is such a gross example, but this is what's coming through. Imagine if, like, when you're giving birth, like, only, like, one side opened, you know what I mean? It's like, you actually have to, like, expand the whole thing to, like, birth the baby out. And so that's just, like, what happens, you know what I mean? You have to be able to really open and hold the contrast. And not be wavered and wobbled, which is why Taurus is important. So you can be grounded, when you can have trust, when you can feel safe, when you can feel secure, when you can feel supported to go through the birth process. And in that birth process, you develop power, you develop intimacy, you develop trust, and you can really bring in the metaphysical to the physical. So I just, like, I'm obsessed with birth for, not obsessed with birth, but, like, as like a metaphor for the nature of Scorpio, because Scorpio is, I should say, Scorpio and Pisces, probably the two most powerful signs of the zodiac. But in order to do that, you have to be willing to work with your emotions to get what you want, and that is why they can also be the most saboteur of the signs, because if you don't know how to work with your emotions, then you're not going to be very good at getting what you want. It's going to be chaos. You're going to get what you want from chaos, and not from a place of groundedness. And so knowing how to work through your emotions and clear your emotions is really, really powerful way to manifest what you want. So this is the work that we're doing inside of the feminine frequency. Tomorrow is the last day of pre-sale. I'm taking you through my entire metamorphosis journey of clearing my emotions, healing my body, and really, like, transforming my appearance, my physical reality, my internal reality, literally going from a place of, like, psychosis and chaos to, like, just, like, groundedness, trust, support, ease, flow, magnetism. Like, I was so operated from such an internally crazy place. I can't even explain it. Like, Gemini moon opposing Uranus. And now I have the fact that I can just be, like, grounded in the midst of chaos, in the midst of transformation, and just, like, be like, yeah, got it, fine, is, like, a miracle in itself. And even just the way that I've transformed how I look and feel on the inside, but also the outside, and really just who you are in the world is, like, changing that is so powerful. And really just developing that relationship with yourself and with the universe and with spirit and with your intuition as a result of doing this kind of deeper, intense, emotional, energetic work. It can be painful. It can be intense. But all we're doing is essentially cleansing the negativity, the lack, the fear, the emotional density that's keeping you from being a naturally high vibrational human. Because I always say, like, your feminine is your authenticity, your feminine energy is your natural way of being. You just have to clear out all the deconditioning. And that's what we're doing inside. We're going chakra by chakra, and we're doing the shadow work. We're doing the action work. We're doing all of, like, the really kind of, like, energetic work, but the emotional work. And then we're also doing 70 Ahai energy clearing, which just makes the process so much faster and easier. It's going to be intense. It's going to be transformative, and it's going to be really powerful. Your entire life is going to shift at the end of the 6 weeks. And we're jam packing all of the classes and sessions into the month of June. So, you know, by summer, you can be in a completely different reality, completely transformed, completely transfigured, elevated, authentic in who you are, who you're meant to be, and the woman that you're destined to become. And so I'm really just leading you through your own transformation process on the other side of, like, my insane transformation journey. Like, trust me, I know how to make a fucking transformation happen. Like, got you. And you can transform so powerfully in the intimacy and in the safety of a container like this. And then again, the energy healing is just going to make it so much faster and easier. So I'm super excited. I can't wait to see who says yes and jumps in and hold space for y'all in this transformation. There is a VIP upgrade option, includes 6 one-on-one sessions, so you can have customized direction and support moving through this with moi. And yeah, happy full moon in Scorpio. The full moon is tomorrow. And so expect more change and transformation leading up to this full moon and, you know, the tests and triggers that come with it. And the way that you move through it is responding from the new, elevated, aligned, authentic version of you. So sending you so much love. Go through the birth portal, go through the chrysalis, say yes to your transformation, and really just walk around and see what can happen on the other side. So sending you so much love. Bye.